welcome back to another episode of Live in 5, baby. Gage Ausmus, Gage Ausmus, reporting live from the greater Minneapolis area. Jay Swish, this is episode 110. My God, we've done 110 of these, Ozzo. Been what, 2.5 years of ripping it, I guess, right?
Yeah, about that. Yeah, probably a little over two years.
Yeah, I think the first one was September of 2023, live from Hooters. Not many people do a live show at Hooters for their first podcast, but hey, came out with a bang, baby. We're still going strong. So, what's up, brother? How we doing?
Not too bad, man. I'm doing well. Just chilling in Minneapolis. I feel like Jordan, you're not like you're kind of out of the winter stuff, right? Like you don't really get the winter anymore. I guess you get nicer weather in Scottsdale than it is in the summer. But when you're in Minnesota, I think the snow comes, whatever, and you're kind of excited. Like you're like,
Yeah.
oh, this is nice. It's giving me a reason to sit inside. I don't feel bad about it. It's kind of cool. You can do some snow activities. I don't know, whatever you want to skate in the outdoor rinks. You want to go snowmobiling. It's fun and stuff for like that first month. And now we're getting into that season where it's like, Jesus Christ. Like,
Yeah.
get me the fuck out of here.
I know. I was talking to my sister, I think it was yesterday. She was saying it was like freezing rain / sleet, 20-mile-an-hour winds in Chicago. I don't miss those days, Ozzo. Honestly, the program I'm running now is where I can kind of just pop into colder climates for a weekend, go ski, do a show, whatever it is. That's the slot, right? But you pay for it in the summer here where it's like, I think I'd rather have cold than extreme heat, though. I think I really would. Like the extreme heat in the summer, just because it's in the summer, you think summer, as a Midwest kid, I should be outside. I should be doing a lot of different things. Now you're pent up and you're inside, and it's just like you go to start your car instead of a freezing cold seat, which I'm used to dealing with. Now I'm getting branded like a cow with my seat buckle. It's like, I don't know. I think if I was picking a few now that I've been here for a few summers, I think I would pick the cold over the extreme heat because I don't know. Something about that heat, man. Cold I can do, but that heat makes you go a little squirrely, I think.
Yeah, you can only get so naked, Jordan.
Right. I know.
You can throw on as many layers as you want if it's cold. So
right.
you got an option when it's cold. When it's that hot, you're toast.
Yeah, you really are. You're legitimately Texas toast. And everyone that has any sort of dough around here, they just get out. Like they got a place in Flagstaff, they got a place in Idaho, Montana, Colorado, or they go back up to the Midwest, like a Minnesota, and get on the lake. So if you're just slugging it out here, you're like, fuck, like I can't even golf. I want to play tennis. It's got to be at 6 a.m. I don't know. I think I'm still a cold guy at heart over the heat because you can always layer up, man. You can.
Yeah, you can, but it's also like 100. I mean, what we've done the golf trip in Scottsdale before.
Yeah,
112 degrees. I mean, it sucks, but you're still outside sitting in a pool,
That's true. Yeah, if you're in the pool, it's okay.
Yeah.
And if you're in a golf cart and you're just whacking a ball and then going to the next, as long as you're not waiting on tee boxes and shit like that. Yeah, I don't know. It's up for a debate, but Ozzo, wanted to get it right into it with you, brother. Really cool idea out of the UND coaching staff led by Dane Jackson. Obviously, our boys Dylan Simpson and Brent Chiswick there, along with Matt Schmaby. Pretty cool. They sent a box to John Gruden. Now, for people that don't know, I'm sure you've seen it, but if you're not in the loop and tapped in online, Gruden obviously works for Barstool now, and he does these various different unboxings of colleges that send him gear. Now, most of the time, it's football teams, it's maybe a basketball team, but predominantly football. But a great heads-up play to get ahead of the curve by the UND staff there. Send a gift package of all UND Nodak swag to Gruden. And Ozzo, his knowledge, I don't know if he did his research before on Wikipedia or whatever, but his knowledge of North Dakota hockey was pretty deep.
Yeah, I mean, he had to have done some research, you'd think. Like,
Yeah.
Does Gruden know anything about North Dakota hockey? That guy's such a football head, like, there's no chance. But kudos to him for doing his research. And and being prepared for that video. One of two things, Jordan, on this thing. Unbelievable idea by the coaching staff, like you said, to be the first college hockey team to do it. Yep. Incredible. One, how many fucking college hockey boxes are being sent to that guy's address right now?
Oh, so many.
It's got to be every team, and which one's he going to open now? I don't know. But also, those videos, Jordo, I watch those videos even when it's a team I don't even fucking know.
Yeah, it's like Southwest Missouri State.
Yeah, like, you want to know why? It's because John Gruden is cocaine in human form.
Yep.
Whenever you watch the guy, you're like, holy shit, I just did a bump of dust here. Like, I got a shot of adrenaline just watching this guy talk, how enthusiastic he is about things, how fired up he is, just the way he lives life is so it's contagious, and it makes you feel good. It's entertaining. I'm just shocked he's not a head coach somewhere. Like, I feel like that guy's a leader of men.
Yeah, I mean, we can get into it too when we get into our football segment. But yeah, I just think Green Bay should be giving him a call. But I just love like his little details of different things. And also, he said Brock Besser's his favorite player in the NHL. Well, he better give our boy Brock Besser a call and tell him to get it fucking going here. Thank God Best signed that deal for $50 million. Because right now, what has he got? 20 points in 40 games. I know the team sucks, and we're just giving Best shit, but definitely not playing up to his number. So hopefully Best will get it going here. But yeah, he said his favorite player was Brock Besser. Then I love when he just lists, all the players. Like, he'll do it for a football school, obviously.
Mm-hmm.
And then he'll tell you a little backstory. But yeah, he had TJ Oshie, Zach Parise, Brock Nelson. He knew the backstory of the Nelsons with Dave Christian, his uncle, being on the Olympic team. And he had a lot of good knowledge. And his assistants there is this kid named Jack. I forget his last name.
Mm-hmm.
It's like Malisak or something like that. His assistant that does his camera work is a big time hockey guy. So I think he's trying to get him into hockey a little bit more.
Yeah, I was dying laughing when he said Brock Besser's his favorite player. Okay. Brock is an exciting player. He's a lot of people's favorite player. I'm sure, a lot of people out of Burnsville, a lot of North Dakota fans. But for a guy like John Gruden to say Brock Besser's his favorite hockey player, I don't know how he came up with that one. I feel like Gruden would he'd be more so a fan of like Matthew Tkachuk.
Yeah, or Tom
Wilson. Or
Sam Bennett.
Milan Lucic. So for him to say Brock, I was laughing at that one. But yeah, I mean, he gives every guy a shout out. I was hoping he would shout out 8, our boy, but yeah, I mean, just kudos to that guy. He's job well done. Remembers all the names. Just also sick Gitch, Jordan. I mean, fuck. Yeah. That was a nice box. I didn't get that. We didn't get that shit. Our stuff was, I didn't think it was that cool. It was Reebok stuff. They're getting some nice stuff now, the boys, for that team.
Yeah, they're dialed in. It looks good. The Nodak versus Fighting Hawks is obviously a positive too, right? So that looks good, looks clean. Dan Johnson, equipment manager of UND. If you're listening, I'll send you my address too. I'm a social media guy as well. Maybe not at the magnitude of Gruden, but I did play there, and so did Ozzo. So if you're listening, brother, I'm a 2XL these days. I'm a little bigger, eh? I'm on the peptides now, so I need a little bit more in the shoulder. So if you're listening up there, hey, don't be scared. I know I haven't donated any money yet, or Nick, but my dad, my uncles have put a decent endowment to the University of North Dakota on the athletic side. So I know, Ozzo, you're a donor as well, but very cool. If Gruden does somehow find his chin up to Grand Forks this year, and I get 3 or 4 days notice, and I'm not busy, Ozzo, I'm going to be on a bird to UND, because I just want the chance to talk to this guy would be pretty sweet. So,
right. I'd be up there in a heartbeat just to be able to see him in the flesh, because I don't know, you think about like sports figures right now, that if any guy in any athlete or coach in any sport was to go to the Ralph, I mean, who would be more exciting than John Gruden right now? I don't know if you could find one, maybe Tom Brady, but Gruden's like his stock right now. And in terms of what I'm consuming, and probably guys like me, Gruden's got to be up there for one of the most likable figures there is.
Yeah, I don't even know if Tom Brady brings that sort of energy or
Yeah.
swagger or aura to the chin of Grand Forks. Like, you're talking about a guy that looks like he's using lip filler. He's got a chin lift. He's got everything. I don't know. Brady, to me, like, Gruden would embody himself into the
Yeah.
UND culture. He would become a Forks local for the weekend. You're talking about a guy that coached and started off in Green Bay, Wisconsin, so he knows what these type of towns and what these teams mean to the local people. So I think if you're picking one, like, I could see Gruden just sitting at Darcy's having breakfast and then rolling it over to Judy's and having 12 beers before the game and then getting into the coaching room and all of a sudden he's doing a speech before the game for the team. Like, imagine that Sioux sweep with Gruden walking in. That would be unbelievable.
They get him to say Sioux sweep after they
Yeah.
sweep a team out of the building. Oh man.
Yeah.
Imagine you got to try to get him to the after party too, eh?
For sure. Yeah. He's giving you like life lessons when you're on the beer pong table. He's like coaching you through it. Yeah, he's just one of those guys that's just got that aura in every way possible. Selfishly, I would love to see him coach for the Packers if they're going to make a firing. I don't know if they're going to, but he is so meant for content and what he's doing now. I think it honestly would take away from everything he's doing because people just see him in such a spotlight now that's
I know.
unreal.
I know. It would actually be sad if he got back to coaching.
Yeah, it really would.
Because he wouldn't get this content that he's putting out.
I know. It's unbelievable. And I love, like, I mean, the guy signed $1 million deal with the Raiders, and I'm not sure how much money or the severance package was for what he actually got out of that $100 million. But we're talking about a guy also, every time he flies somewhere, he flies more often than not just Southwest. Like, the guy's made over $100 million in his career. He's flying Southwest. Like, he's, in the middle of the birds, boarding group B. It's like, this is hilarious.
I know. And sometimes he doesn't even get his boy Jackie a seat next to him.
No.
Like they're sitting apart. It's so funny. He's taking selfies from the plane, like just in economy class or whatever. And where's he hanging out? Does he have a place somewhere? And that's where Jack's meeting him? Like they're doing all this stuff at his house. Like, where's he opening that box? Is that his place?
Yeah, it's his compound in Tampa.
So he's got a nice big compound in Tampa. Yeah, it's not a bad spot to be.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure because I was talking to him, a name drop here, but I was talking to John Cooper a little bit, and he went over and met Gruden earlier in the year because he wants to get him more involved, obviously, with the Lightning and have him out to the rink and stuff. Yeah, he said his office is unbelievable. It's like its own casita at his place.
Yeah.
No, that's where he would do all those things with ESPN back in the day, like the quarterback camps and stuff, just right at his place.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Yep.
Nails.
So, yeah, he's got a whole setup there, just a whole man cave. I think he never leaves. And the only time he's coming out of there is if he's taking his wife for dinner, she's making something,
Yeah. Yeah. And then did you see his son set that like bench press record or something for his weight class?
Yeah. Deuce.
I mean, that checks out, eh? Like, yeah, of course his kid's going to set some weightlifting record.
Yeah. Well, Deuce is like, I don't want to sound mean, but he's like he's a small person, almost a small person. He's like 5'2" or 5'4", and he benched like 460 pounds or something like that. So for his weight class, he's like 5'3", like probably $125. But if you've seen his arms, it's like Popeye on steroids. And I'm not sure what the lower half looks like, but yeah, Deuce Gruden is an absolute savage. He's a strength coach for the Oakland Raiders.
Really? Is that what he does? Oh, that's hilarious.
Yeah,
that just checks out.
Yeah. Yeah, so that was pretty funny. He won some competition in Vegas, but Azo, I don't know if you saw it. It was a burner account that came out with the UND hockey quarter century team. So everyone that's played from 2000 to 2025. Brother, I don't know where this burner account was coming from. I don't know if it was Dylan Simpson's agent. I don't know if it was Ben Blood's agent. I don't know who it was, but we got snubbed, brother. We didn't make the squad.
You made the honorable mention, though.
Yes, after I called him out, I mean, I couldn't even make the honorable mention team for the quarter century. Now I'm thinking about other defensemen that should have been in the mix besides maybe the boys over here. You got Paul Ledoux, who would have strong consideration, despite coming in at 23 years old as a freshman. You would have Christian Wolanin. You would have Taylor Chorney, who was a really good defenseman.
Mm-hmm.
I would say Robbie Bina, and I would say Tucker Pullman is a sneaky one as well. And Troy Stetcher. You can't discount Stetchy. But if you're looking in terms of just college hockey play, I don't know. There was a few the forwards I agreed with.
The
I said
forwards, you know what I was looking at, Jordan? I was looking at this list and I was like, okay, the forwards, that is a tough list to crack. I
right.
mean, yeah, holy shit. But then the D, I mean, does the University of North Dakota have weak defensemen? I didn't like the D list, and this is no offense to Benny Blood. I mean, I love
Yeah,
Benny Blood's game,
great Sue.
and I mean, unbelievable player, exciting to watch. Hell of a name. Is that why they picked him? Because he has a sick name. But if
Like,
Benny Blood's in the top 6 of a quarter century team, I mean, we need to do something about our recruiting on the back end.
yeah, I mean, I thought we had pretty good D while I was there. I mean, like 5 or 6 of us played at least NHL games. Derek Forbert was another name left off the list. Now, Forbes would be the first to tell you he wasn't the greatest college hockey player, right? Like he really came into his own as a pro and really found his game and just I think just kind of just grew into his body, honestly. And he's played, 600 games now. But yeah, I was looking at that list. Like Taylor Chorney, I'm pretty sure was an All-American. Like, no disrespect to Benny Blood, but if you're looking at the left side, he's edging him out,
Oh, I mean,
right?
and I don't want to bash Benny Blood because I'll see him again, and he might listen to this. He probably won't,
Yeah.
but I mean, I'm not putting myself above Benny Blood by any means. No chance. He's great. He's up there, but I could probably name, probably 10 more guys that I would have put up there over Bloody. Now, Simmer, nothing against Simmer, too. I mean, he's definitely a question mark there, too. Now, maybe this guy was looking at, total, like, how does Jake Sanderson not make the list? He's
Right.
arguably the best player to ever come through
That's
North
true.
Dakota, him and Johnny Taves. But,
Yep.
he's not on the list. So maybe he's like, okay, well, these guys gave us a good 4 years, which you
Right.
only had 3 years. So maybe he's looking at that type of impact. But then I think Chorn stayed for 4 years. So and he's played in the
He
NHL for a while. He was unbelievable at North Dakota.
Yeah, I think he was 3 years. I think he was a 3-year
Okay.
guy. Yeah.
So
I don't
maybe
know.
I don't know.
I think if you played 3 years, you should qualify for that list. 2
Yeah.
years, but still, Jake Sanderson's our first pairing defenseman on the left side. I don't care. Like, we need that on our list, right? So it makes us
Right.
look better,
Yeah. Yeah.
right? And I
I
would
would
say
agree.
I would slot down Andy McWilliam because he's one of the best all-time Sioux defensemen, just heart and soul guys. Look, I love Benny Blood. Benny Blood was a savage. Benny Blood started a bunch of fights in the handshake lines. He went after Kyle Rao, who I thought was always a pigeon. Then I learned later on he's actually a good dude. But Benny Blood he's an ultimate Sioux. So I don't want to like chirp the guy. I
Yeah.
really respect Benny Blood's game and what he brought to the university. I'm just saying if we're calling a spade, I would probably slot him out. Andy McWilliam would go third pairing. And then I would say, obviously, you have to have Jake Sanderson there.
Yeah.
And then Kami and Greener, we can kind of slot them in somewhere in there. But yeah, I just thought that list was funny. I wanted to obviously, of course, make it about myself just for the clicks,
Mhm.
just to stir it up a little bit, get some engagement in there. And I love Simmer too, but I'm playing on the right side. Simmer's not playing on the offside over me. I'm sorry, Simmer. You're just not. If that's it, I'll play in the fourth pair with you, Simmer. We can drop down one,
Yeah.
but so and Paul Ledoux is a great defenseman too. People don't
Dewey's up there. I mean, put in a good 3 years. I mean, he was like you, PP, PK, freshman, sophomore, junior year. And I mean, if you're talking about impact, I think him and Stetch are probably around the same, but Dewey had a better freshman year than Stetch did. So
Yeah.
you'd probably put Dewey ahead of Stetch in terms of North Dakota play, even though
Yep.
Stetch has got the NHL games on his side. But
I would agree.
and then ultimately, they play 3 years. Maybe what booted you guys out. But Dewey's top pair on a national championship team. I don't know how much more
Right.
impact you can get.
Yep.
So yeah, I would argue Dewey maybe over Simmer, but then again, Simmer put in a good 4 years too. He was playing right off the hop too as a freshman.
Yeah.
So
And he was a captain, for his senior year?
yeah,
Yep. So yeah, no, it was funny. I thought they got the forwards pretty much right. One guy I would have vouched for. I mean, I don't think Tyson Jost was on that list, right?
no,
So he played 1 year only though.
yeah, I think he was. Yeah, he was 1 year. He was.
And I don't know. Yeah, so I don't know if I put him on there, but one name I would have loved to seen on there is Evan Trupp. I mean, one of my favorites, you know. If we're
Hmm.
looking at all-time Sioux legends, he's just what he could do and how unique he was on the ice. The little Alaskan native. I mean, unbelievable player. That line of him, Fratton and Malone, the Pony Express, a great line back in the day. And just the uniqueness of the Alaskan assassin. I mean, there's just not many players you ever see like Evan Trupp. Just the hands, the creativity, and the overall just
Hmm.
the outlook on how he played the game was and how he saw it was way different than everyone else. Like, who thinks to pick up the puck on their stick at their own blue line and just carry it lacrosse style all the way to the goal line and then throw it on net? Like, who thinks of that?
Yeah,
Only the rep.
he was a magician out there. Yeah, I mean, if you're going aura and like memory, who you remember the most, you'd have to throw Trupper on there,
Yeah.
and then you could make the argument for Benny Blood because
Yep.
I mean he's a memorable player at North Dakota, probably one of the most memorable. He's got a sick name, and he buried guys, and he always started these handshake fights, which is it's memorable. So maybe that was part of it. And then I did want to mention, I wanted to shout out a guy from Saskatchewan, a good old Sasky boy, Saskatoon, Ryan Beta.
Oh yeah.
Ryan Beta didn't make the list. He played for Nodak in 2000, 2001, played only 3 years, but I think he had I mean, one year he had 60 points. Next year he had 50. His freshman year he had 40.
Yeah.
So that was a tough one to leave off the list too. But
Was
I mean,
Bochinski on that list?
no, Bochinski didn't make it either. I
I mean,
mean,
he should be there. He's a 60-point guy.
yeah, I mean, and you got Brad Malone, which I don't want to take him off either, but
No. Yeah, that's true. I mean, we had so many sick forwards. That's the thing. And all of our defensemen usually, like, we had good D-man, but it was always like, especially in those early 2000s, it was always just like big, like plumbers kind of,
big bruisers, just
Yeah, just like, just throw it off the glass. And,
yeah,
and this is no disrespect to some of those guys, but you had a long list of the Finleys, Schmaby,
you
Derek
got
Lapointe,
Andy Schneider.
Andy Schneider, like
I mean, he
guys
was
that,
putting up points, but
yeah,
he was rolling around at 240.
yeah. So we just always had like, it was always like five just big fucking defensemen and then one skill guy. It would be like Genoway or Bina,
Yeah,
you know?
Genoway out there with he's like
Yeah.
2 feet shorter than everyone else on the ice on the back end.
And you can't forget before we came in, Osro, it was only like 2 or 3 years before us, maybe even less. But that's how they recruited all the way up until the point where they actually got some puck movers in there, like,
Hmm.
guys like Dewey, myself.
Hmm.
But before that, like before my freshman year, even, I mean, Nick Matson was the only really skilled defenseman they had back there. And Matt's flourished for a couple years just
Yeah,
because they needed a guy that was a puck mover. So Nicky Matson was a good, solid player too. He kind of, as the decor got a little bit stronger, I guess, and he kind of fell out of favor a little bit with Hack, especially his last year, but he was a great defenseman, man.
he was exciting to watch too. He was unbelievable. His throughout his whole career, honestly,
Yeah.
he had a great freshman year, great sophomore year. Yeah, I'd say that just that senior year he dropped off a little bit because we did have those skill guys, but and Hack, yeah, he got Mats. Hopefully, he listens to this. Got blown up against St. Lawrence, and Hack just fucking hated him for it.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Remember that?
Nick Matson
Don't get
can't
buried like that.
can't get hit like that at home. Absolutely bundled from behind. Like the guy saw numbers sped up and put his chin on the dasher, like blatant from behind, CFB. And we're watching that in video in the old video room. And Jax is on the laptop, and Hack is standing by the door, and he's having Jax just roll that tape back. Nick Matson, where are you? He like Matt's kind of just like raises his hands, like, fucking kid me? Can't get hit like that at home. Like
Can't get it like that.
like,
That's so good.
just gets fucking buried from behind. And then we had the Hunger Games morning skate. Oh my god. And that's when Colton St. Clair was coaching in Muskegon now, doing a great job. Actually blew out his knee in a morning skate because we were doing bull in the ring at center ice.
Yeah, you remember that? It was like the
Oh,
hardest practice of the year was pregame skate.
yeah. And I remember he called us in really tight, Hack, because there was actually a lot of people watching there. Like a lot of family members were in town. Obviously, our boy Brad Elliott Schlossman was there. And Hack didn't want to blow a gasket on the ice. So he calls us in really tight to the circle. And after about an hour and 10-minute skate, that was a bagger. He calls us in after we did a ton of battle drills. He goes, if you fuckers don't win tonight, you're not going to want to see me Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, or Thursday. I'm like, holy fuck, boys, we better win this game. Oh my God.
Oh yeah, there was so much pressure, and we squeaked it out too.
We didn't even play good.
It wasn't like we squeaked her out. It was that was bad.
Yeah, it was like one of those where you're just holding on for dear life. I think it was like 2 or 3-1, maybe with an empty netter, and we're like, oh my God, we didn't even play good. We were so tired from the fucking morning skate and the game before getting worked. And then we go in there and we just squeak one out. And yeah, obviously you have to have a party after that because, that week, that week could have been real ugly. So yeah, that was a classic weekend also. But speaking of weekends, great weekend up in Grand Forks this weekend. The Denver Pioneers are coming to town, Ozzo, coming to the chin of Grand Forks. What do we expect for this weekend? The Pios obviously got swept last weekend by the men, the Western Michigan men out of Kalamazoo. So tough weekend for UND in terms of, welcoming a team that just got swept. David Carl obviously going to have his team ready to go. So what do we expect this weekend, Ozzo? Will you be boots on the ground or just watching from home?
I was actually planning to be boots on the ground for this one, but I got a lot of stuff to do for mini movers, so I'm going to stay back, put some work in on the weekend to watch from home. Unfortunately, would have been great to get up there. I'll be watching though. Yeah, I mean, Jordo, this is a scary one because it certainly looks like, I think Denver's 12-9 right now. They've lost some good teams. They just got steamrolled by Western at Magnus, which is, how hard it is to sweep a team in Denver. And then they got back from Maine after losing the first night and tying the second night. So kind of got swept by Maine too. So they're coming off a couple tough weekends. This is not when you want to see Denver. To me, it screams split all over it. It's like we're gonna go 1-1. You hope we can somehow sweep them again. I don't know if David Carl and the Pios will allow that.
Yeah.
Which scares me because obviously you want the Penrose and you need these wins, but I just don't see a way that we're going to sweep the Pios after taking a couple losses. You can imagine what their practice was like this week after getting steamrolled by Western at home. I mean, Carl's got to have them like hack at us after losing to St. Lawrence.
Yeah, for sure. And I wanted to ask you, you mentioned their record 12-9. Now, is this a down year for David Carl's Pioneers? Or is this a team that could get hot down the stretch and, challenge to at least, go on a little bit of a run come NCAA time?
Yeah, no, I mean, they have really good players. I would say I would always be scared of them. They got David Carl. They got that Eric Polkamp on the back end, who's a monster. He can almost win you games, almost like the Jacob Slavin of Colorado College back in the day. But yeah, I would be scared of them. I mean, I look at them like a little like some of our North Dakota teams, Jordo, that started out slow and you kind of figure it out in the second half of the season. I'm not writing off Denver really any year that David Carl's coaching. So I think they could definitely make the tournament. Right now, they're still in position. They have the worst record. They're still in position to be in the tournament because they've lost all their games to good teams. So, yeah, I mean, they're still going to be a scary team. They've got good players. It's not their year. They're not going to win it, but they could win some games in the tournament.
Yeah. And do we still have to go to Denver as well? Or is it just in Grand Forks this year? Because I thought that they still had to go to Denver.
Yeah, I thought they might only be. Let me look at this. Let me take a look.
Let's take a look here. Yeah, pull that up.
I don't know. That would be nice if we didn't have to go there.
That's what I was thinking.
I don't want to go there.
Because obviously,
no, we don't go there.
Okay, so
it's the only time we play them.
Okay, so that's good because then we obviously played CC this past weekend. If you can avoid the mountains at all costs, just because even if you fly in 2 days before the game, Ozzo, it honestly hits your chin a little bit worse on that second day, to be honest, because it takes you that full day to get kind of adjusted, and you're kind of, I don't know, something about that second day, something about that first game in Denver when you have to go play there, and even if you fly in on Wednesday like we used to do, you would feel so goddamn shitty going into Magnus Arena, and they'd just be buzzing. And for whatever reason, I always felt like they got 2 or 3 more power plays. Joey LaLeggia was at the top of the key. They had Bill Butcher. I mean, they had great teams, and obviously, it's no different than what they have this year in terms of a competitive roster. But yeah, anytime you can avoid that rink, it's good.
Yeah, no, you do not want to go to Magnus. I never liked playing there. It's a cool rink too. Like and it always had North Dakota fans in there because Denver's big North Dakota hub for alumni. So there'd be great fans there, and you'd think it'd be fun, but it's like I dreaded going there, man. And they just seem to always play well. Yeah, that's nice not to go there. But I'm looking at their stats right now, Jordo, and Polkamp's leading the team in points
as a D-man.
As a D-man, that's
always
not what you want as a team.
No, that's always dust. You're looking at the team. You're like, really? You guys don't have any forwards? Like, I respect a good D-man putting up points, but come on, like
for sure,
second or third on the team is sick style if you have like a really good defenseman. But first, you're looking at the forwards. You're like looking down at the other end. You're like, fellas, like, I mean, you're closer to the net 95% of the game. Like, can't you just tip one home? Like,
yeah,
go to the net, or get a rebound or something off your face.
Oh my God, their second leading scorer is also a D-man.
Who's that?
Boston Buckberger. Talk about a name.
Holy Chuck!
Boston Buckberger.
Boston Chuckberger. That is an insane name. B2. Boston Buckberger. Is that any relation to Kelly?
Boston Buckberger.
Is there any
B2?
Is there any relation to Kelly Buckberger?
Let me take a look.
Boston Chuckberger. Chuck and Duckburger.
From Saskatoon. It's got to be a beauty.
I mean, what a name that is.
Father's name is Ashley Buckberger.
Wow.
Okay.
Ashley Furniture Buckberger.
Fuck. It's 20 points too. 23 games, 20 points. Not bad for Buckberger there. But you got he's a junior. Okay. So you got your 2 leading scorers as defensemen.
Yeah, that's not perfect. I mean,
that ain't great. That's you don't want that.
It's just bad style. Like when you're pulling up DB and you're looking at the roster, you're like, fuck. Like, how do we don't have a
How do you feel as a forward? Like this, the number one, the best forward on the team. How do you feel? You're like,
brutal. I mean,
I'm not that good, am I?
Dude, I remember our North Dakota teams, my junior year, I think I was tied for second in points on the team. And it was like 28 points. And then the next year I leave and you guys, your forwards have like 60 points. I'm like, well, no wonder why we weren't that good. Like we still made the Frozen Four, but I'm thinking like, what if I had a guy that put up 60 points? Like
how many points you would have had? 50?
Right. I would just set it up behind the net. It's not like I'm doing anything.
I had 11 points that year, Jordan, all assists. And I think 5 of them were just chipping the puck and Bess or Nikki would pick it up.
That's what I'm saying. I'm like, this would have been nice. Like Jesus, stock would have been a little higher. Yeah, it's always not great when your college hockey team is like your leading scorer is around 30 points. That's not a great look.
No, you're not gonna. Like Mark Mack was leading the team with like 25.
Yeah, like no wonder why we had to grind so hard. We sucked, but we were Ferda. We were Ferda.
We love the boys. We played for each other. And we knew what it took to win fucking hockey games. That's all there is to it. Their best forward, Sam Harris. He's a Cy Young. He's a Cy Young guy. He'd make your Cy Young list.
Nice.
His freshman year, actually, 14 goals, 7 assists. Last year, 23 goals, 12 assists.
Wow, he's pitching well.
I used to love playing against these guys, Jordo, because they ain't passing.
No.
I mean, this guy is not passing the puck. Just get down in front of it. He's shooting from anywhere. Yep. I thought those guys were so easy to defend because you just know. You're looking at the lineup chart and you're like, oh, this guy, he ain't passing him. How are you going to put my stick anywhere or worry about a guy? Even if we're on a 2-on-1, I'm pumped because I'm like, I'm just going to him. He doesn't even know how to pass.
No, that 2 soup players remind me of that. 1, Brendan O'Donnell. 2, Andrew Kozak. Just both those guys, like Bob Lee Swagger, just trigger from anywhere.
Mm-hmm.
Show Donald was all the time. He'd be like shooting from the rock star zone on the goal line. He had like 3 goals that year, and now he lights it up in pro. But like he would be
Lights it up.
shooting from anywhere. Yeah, he lights up that German league. But yeah, shout out to all the Cy Young winners out there and guys that are competing for it. It's tough to do. But Azo wanted to flip over just to the golf front a little bit. Waste management coming up here. PGA Tour in full swing. Brooks Koepka back to the PGA Tour. I love this move. You know what? I was high and had high hopes for Live Golf when it started, and all these guys. You don't fault them, or you can't fault them because they went over and got their bag from the Saudi oil money. But when you watch Live Golf and you watch the 3 rounds and you just watch it on TV, it literally looks like a JV programming. If I'm going to be honest, it looks like it's like a live stream from some TikTok guys on Kick. And I just think I'm hoping that this starts a movement of more players to come. I don't know if it's going to be this year. The PGA did give these guys that have won in the last 3 years in terms of majors the ability to take the penalty and come back like Koepka did. But in your eyes, do you like the move from Koepka? And would you like to see ultimately more guys do this? You can't fault them again for taking the money. But I just think there's no better tour in the PGA Tour. And I just wish that more of these guys would have staged for the weekends were more competitive.
Yeah, 100%. I love that they're coming back. All those Live guys, I mean, good for them. Like, good for you guys. That's awesome. Now you get to come back. It sucks for the guys who aren't very good because they're probably not going to get allowed back in. But you're right. Watching the Live Golf, I was excited for it when it came out, just something new. And, we like playing golf with music on and stuff and having a good time, which is kind of what Live Golf was trying to be.
Mm-hmm.
So I liked the idea. Whenever I tuned in, the NASCAR scoreboard and the coverage of it was brutal. And then you'd be watching a guy putting on the 18th green for a birdie, and you've got, a Dua Lipa Tiesto song going on in the background while he's putting. And it's like, this feels like I'm hammered on hole 18, with my buddies who are about to hit the bars. Like, this doesn't feel like a real golf tournament. So it just kind of seemed like it was never going to work out if they were going to stick with that. Especially the 3 rounds. I never really liked that. It's always fun to have a cut and then have those guys who made the cut try to win the tournament on a Sunday. I'm pumped for these guys to come back though, Jordo. I mean, the PGA, it was awesome watching the PGA. I feel like they've done a great job in the past or just these few recent years of keeping it entertaining. There's tons of good players, and I just miss these guys watching those events. And once they're all back, it'll just be that much better.
Yeah, and I was on board and open to Live Golf. I honestly thought more guys would make the jump just because the dollar amount was so high. But the more I watch it, it just screams lazy golf. It doesn't seem like these guys are prepared when they come to majors. It doesn't seem like they practice as much. And why would you when you have 500 million guaranteed, like a guy like John Rahm or 250 for Dustin Snow Johnson? And the other thing I just can't really get behind, and especially watching weekend golf, is team golf. Like, I don't care if the Rattlers beat the Scorpions, or the Aces somehow sneaking a backdoor win in against, some other made up fucking team name. Like, it's hard for me to really grasp that idea where I rather just see guys play against the field.
Yeah, 100%. Or it's a 2v2 matchup versus, 2 other guys. Like the Ryder Cup set up great, but the way they did it, who the fuck cares about these teams? Like,
right.
I don't really care which team wins just because this guy had a good weekend and his team members played okay, so they won the tournament. It's like, I don't really care. But yeah, it's like the fighter thing, Jordo. I mean, these guys who have made so much money and they keep playing good golf, like Scotty Scheffler, Rory McIlroy. How the fuck do you keep that intensity up, that focus, keep training as hard as you used to when you got 100 million plus in the bank account? It's like fighters like Conor McGregor, once he gets, he gets a couple $100 million. It's like, dude, this guy's not going to be good at fighting anymore. The
No.
reason he was good was because he had no money and he had this burning passion, this burning fire inside of his fucking chest that he needed to do this to make it to where he wanted to go. And once these guys get that, like the money, once you get paid that much, you're not going to be good anymore. You don't have to practice as much. You don't have to focus as much. You can go on more vacations. You can do other things that you like doing other than practicing golf. It was just, I honestly think they paid him too much. Some of these guys are just like, fuck it, I'm done. Like, why would I practice? I got 100 million.
I mean, they were given they gave Kepka's brother, who is a glorified Corn Ferry Tour player, like 30 million. Like the guy, you know what I mean? Like if he played for 30 years, I don't think his career earnings would be 30 million, let alone, guaranteed up front. And yeah, you make such a good point. As obviously a hungry dog runs faster, and we saw that with firsthand with Conor McGregor. He gets a couple $100 million, he gets a whiskey company, and all of a sudden he's hammering dust, he's cheating on his wife, he's getting in domestics, he's getting in fights, he's just high as hell. Because why wouldn't you? You feel invincible. And I think it's gotten to these guys too, where why would you practice? Why would you put the extra time in if all of your money is guaranteed? I'm just basically just obligated. You know what Live Golf is basically, also? It's just an appearance fee. You just show up fucking drunk, sign a couple cards if that's what it is, play around a golf. You shoot 72 or 82. Who gives a fuck?
Yeah.
I'm back on the Emirates bird and I'm flying from, Shanghai back to my place in Jupiter, Florida. Like, life's pretty good. Like, I mean, why would you put the extra effort in? I guess for the majors, but at the same time, you're like, oh, fuck, I'll just rely on my skill and this and
well,
that.
those guys, they think they're trying hard. They think like, oh, I'm going to turn it on for the majors. It's like, no, buddy, you aren't. You're just not gonna. You can't just turn it on like that. These guys are practicing for to put food on the table. That's a different type of motivation right there. I mean, you guys don't have that. You're sitting in the cabana on yachts. And one thing I think that ended that tour too, Jordan, why it didn't work out is they played a lot of tournaments overseas, which like everyone knows, sporting, like any sport, you're best off in America because Americans consume sporting events. I mean, every American's streaming shit, they're watching stuff, they want to be entertained. This stuff isn't as popular the rest of the world. Most people don't have streaming services. They don't have TV. They don't have time to do it. They're working. Americans have it pretty easy, which I think we forget, which is why all the biggest sporting leagues are in America, is because we're all the ones watching it. No one else is watching it. And then you go have these tournaments over in Japan or wherever the fuck they may be. You don't have Americans watching that shit. It's like, I'm not going to get up for the Live Golf Japan at 3 a.m. and watch this round.
Yeah, nobody cares about the Seoul, South Korea Open.
No.
And you're watching Pat Perez play against, I don't know, like just like, Dustin Johnson or some of these guys. It's just like, well, what are we
Reed.
Yeah, what do we, that Brandon Steele, I believe is his name, or who are we even watching? I don't know. So we'll see where that tour goes, Ozzo, but I'm just happy that Brooksy is back in the mix where he belongs. Good to see his chin will be in the waste management. I'm going to try to make it over there for a day for sure with him in the mix. Ozzo, why don't you slide over the gridiron quick? Divisional weekend this weekend. We got some good games. But I wanted to ask you, now Mike Tomlin and his black Air Force Ones, his drive-by ones, are stepping down after 19 seasons as the head coach of the Pittsburgh Steelers. Just ask Mike. He's never had a losing season. That will be on his tombstone one day, but a little bit of a surprise for me. I do think he'll coach again. I just think it was time for him to move on in the Steel City. Now, is that the last of Perc Aaron Rodgers we've seen? Was that the last throw he's ever thrown in the National Football League that was an interception? Or is there a slight chance next year that he could maybe find a team midseason if they're in a pinch, similar to a Phillip Rivers situation, go on a run, and if it made sense, put on the cleats, get back on the field? Or is this the last of Aaron Rodgers? He's going to sail off to the sunset, be in Costa Rica hammering DMT for the foreseeable future.
Yeah, I don't know, man. It's sad. I think to think, not to chirp your Green Bay Packers, Jordo, but to think this man only won one Super Bowl with his skill.
I know.
It's sad. I mean, I still think he's the best talent that's ever played the position.
Yep.
He still has it. I didn't watch a ton of Pittsburgh games this year, Jordo, but I did watch that last playoff game. He's still dropping dimes. I mean, he can still sling it.
The boots just don't work like they used to.
The boots don't work like they used to. That used to be his main, like he used to be able to get away from guys and even scramble for a first down or just get away from the defenders running after him. He still can move pretty good though for his age and having an Achilles tear not long ago. So I don't know. I just watched Phillip Rivers play, so I think we're going to see some more AR-12. I think he still loves the game. I think he still wants to play. Maybe not a full season, but if someone does get injured, we might see him back, and I'd gladly welcome him back. He's such a treat to watch. I love his interviews. I just like him as a guy too. I know people feel differently on that. I think he came out on top on the old vaccine status and all that shit. He certainly looks smart now, but it's just sad. Like think that guy. It's also sad to not be able to watch him again, Jordan. I mean, I love watching that guy. Yeah, he used to tear my heart out all the time when he was playing for the Packers, but watch him play the position. There really wasn't anyone more fun to watch play the position.
Yeah, I would agree with that. I mean, obviously that's my quarterback, him and Brett Dick Pick Favre. You think there's any way that Rodgers, because he's so goddamn petty, Tom Petty, do you think there's a way where, you know what, say the Minnesota Vikings don't somehow find another quarterback to come in? J.J. McCarthy's the guy they start the season with, and, you know, he's been banged up. He's young. It just doesn't seem like he's going to be the answer. Is there a way where he would just be like, all right, just let me sign week 5 in Minnesota and try to go on a run with that team, and just to stick it to the Packers, who ultimately let him go, and try to, you know, win out the NFC North? Because I do think the Vikings with a quarterback are actually a pretty good team. I mean,
they just went 9-8 with the worst quarterback play over the last, I don't know how many years. I mean, they had a good team. If they would have signed him, which he wanted to come to Minnesota and they wanted to roll with Niner, if they would have signed A-Raj, I mean, what's their record? They're probably 12-5, 13-4. They're in the playoffs right now. They probably win that first game. If not, have a first round bye. It sucks looking back on, because they passed on him because they thought he was old and over the hill. But like, I don't know. You just watched him. I just watched him play a playoff game outdoors when it's cold against a good fucking team, and he still looks pretty good. He looked a lot better than Niner and Carson Wentz and Max Brosmer looked. So I would fully support him coming to the Minnesota Vikings. I would definitely get a jersey if that happened. Sorry, Jorzo, but that'd be fucking sick.
Yeah, and if we're just looking at the divisional games this weekend, Ozzo, I agree with you there. We'll see on Aaron Rodgers. Obviously, you know how I feel about him. Everyone does. But we got Broncos-Bills. That is going to be on the 17th, so I assume that is Saturday. And then we got Patriots-Texans the following day. On the same day, Seahawks-Niners, and then Bears-Rams. Ozzo, we got 8 teams left. If you're looking at just the big board, the NFC, AFC, it is wide open. But if you're picking a team to come out of the respective conferences, who we taking right now with the Final Four set on each side?
Oh man, yeah, it's tough. It's so wide open, but I just
like that line for me. The first top of the key is Broncos, Bills at home, Denver -1.5. I mean, I don't think Denver's that good.
No, and with Bo Nix, I just don't trust him. Denver has a great defense, probably best in the league. Maybe not. Maybe Houston does, but I don't know. Sometimes it comes down to, like, I want to say in the AFC, I'm taking Buffalo right now just because of Josh Allen. No one else is Josh Allen on the team. A guy like that can carry you to the Super Bowl and even win it for you. But the rest of their team sucks ass, Jordan. I mean, the Bills suck. Like,
Yeah.
if it weren't for Josh Allen, I don't know
Their
where
D
the fuck they'd be.
sucks.
Yeah, their D's terrible.
Yeah.
But I have them coming out of the AFC, and then I got the Rams coming
Yeah.
out of the NFC.
I do
mean,
too.
Matty Stafford, Sean McVay. I mean, those guys know how to get it done.
Yeah. No, I was going to say the same thing. I mean, dude, Stafford, if he wins, like, he's quietly maybe a top 5 quarterback of all time. Like, this guy he's like a fine wine, man. He's something you find in Napa Valley, 2012 bottle of Opus 1. Like, this guy, he looks unbelievable. His teeth are whiter than ever. I think somehow he got a new set of veneers mid-season. I don't know how he did that. And then the way he's thrown it, I mean, even Brady was just praising him how good he's looked, and for Brady to compliment anyone, he said as far as he's concerned, he's the best quarterback in the league this year. Just the poise in the pocket, he's fucking nails too, and it seems like everyone loves playing with him. You know what I mean? Devontae Adams and some of these guys that have played with him throughout the years, they love this guy. So, man, he's been a treat to watch. I think, what's crazy is coaching is probably most important in football, right? Like, this Ben Johnson guy for the Bears has an absolute nutsack on him. And I just watched arguably the worst coaching performance in the history of coaching performances from Matt LaFleur. I mean, talk about a guy scared of his own shadow. I mean, talk about a guy that went out there for the second half and just said, I got poop in my pants, and let's just try to run the clock out of this game, and hopefully they don't beat us. And that's exactly the opposite that happened. I don't think the Bears are that good, but I do like their coach, Azo, and I know in life fortune favors the bold. This fucking Ben Johnson guy is bold.
He is. He's the reason they're there right now. I mean, the Vikings should have beat him twice, and the Vikings have the worst quarterbacks in the league. I mean, they're not that good. Jordan Love, first off, Matt LaFleur. I mean, I'm not a football expert, but Jordan Love goes for like 300 yards and 4 TDs, 0 interceptions, and they lose the game. What? How the fuck do you lose that game? You have a massive lead. Benny Johnson, he's a nail gun, man. It makes me want to cheer for the Bears. I hate the Bears. I don't want them to do well just because I think they're a shitty organization with shitty owners, and I don't want them to win. But, man, that Benny Johnson, he brings it. I love that. I don't know if you knew this, Jordo, but the Bears, the ownership has a rule, no swearing if you're on the Bears, because that was – the owner's family rules. They don't swear as a family, so they didn't allow the Bears to swear. And Ben Johnson comes into the locker room. He's like, fuck the Packers. And that was a big deal to a lot of people because a lot of people know that rule, and they're like, oh, he's allowed to swear. And apparently the owners are like, yeah, we're letting Ben do what he wants. So,
wow. I didn't know that. That's a rule in the – oh, my God, that is gay.
Yeah, that's a rule on the Bears from the ownership.
Wow, that's tough. No wonder why they've been a losing organization for that many years.
They're brutal. They're a shitty organization, but now they got a nail gun head coach. And Matt LaFleur, it's crazy because he's actually a good coach.
Yes, X's and O's he is.
He just can't close games. Like, he sucks with a lead, and it's like
he doesn't have a sack. Is what he doesn't have it.
It's like he's scared. It's almost like what's going on in Green Bay? Because I feel like what's his name that won the Super Bowl with them and A-Raj.
Shanahan?
No, big guy. McCarthy did the same thing. Just played so soft when they had a lead. They just let teams get back into it. You got A-Raj, you got Jordan Love, and you're running the ball on 3rd and 8. It's like, what are you doing?
Yeah, I never when you're up 21-3, I'm thinking, dude, hammer time the gas. Don't let these guys, give them any sort of hope. Throw the ball. Your quarterback's got 3 touchdowns in the first half. When's the last time that's happened in a playoff game? Aaron Rodgers didn't even do that in the first half of a game. Keep stepping on their necks. Carve them up, and you could see the momentum shift and the Bears defense come alive and relying on long 3rd down conversions, and they weren't getting the protection, and all of a sudden the game gets sticky. And LaFleur just just caved. Like he was just a
You
shell of himself.
You could feel it too. You could feel it caving in. That the crowd was getting louder. The Bears started getting momentum, and you're like, oh boy.
Isn't that weird too? Because like in a regular season game, sometimes the Packers, they might be able to squeak that one out, but for whatever reason in playoff ball, that never happens. Like that back shoulder falling down throw by Caleb Williams to get that first down and convert and ultimately, get him a score was like, that's what happens when you let off the gas in playoff football. Like just bad shit happens. Bad shit happens.
When you play scared, scary shit happens.
It really does. It really does. So yeah, it should be a good weekend of football games, Azo. It's just one of those weekends. I love watching ball, but almost too many. 3 games is too many. 2 I can do. Even 2 is a long time to sit on the fucking couch. Like Jesus.
Well, watching football sucks. I'll go back and forth from watching a hockey game to a football game. And when I'm watching the hockey game, Jordan, I'm actually watching sports being played. When I'm watching football, it's goddamn ads and commercials nonstop. And then I get one play and then it's back to commercials and ads. And I find myself sitting there like, what the fuck am I even watching?
Yeah, no, you're right. So anyways, we got some big tilts this weekend. Azo going to go over to the People's Insider Term of the Week. And this week's People's Insider Term of the Week is off the bone. Now, stay with me on this one. It's a term I've actually added to my bag over the last month. So, you go to a nice steakhouse, right? And they say, you want the ribeye on or off the bone? And you're like, I'll take the 12-ounce ribeye on the bone, or I'll have the 16-ounce filet off the bone. Or maybe you want the porterhouse on the bone. Or maybe even it's Thanksgiving and you're going over to get a honey-baked ham. That ham is going to be on the bone. So anything off the bone is kind of just for your interpretation. But I have been using this. I've been acclimating it into my vocabulary because I just think it's a hilarious term. So people will ask me like, hey, Swish, what time you want to meet for a coffee? Yeah, 8:30 off the bone. And people are like, what? Like, what are you talking about? Or you go over to, say, a meal and have lunch, and you'll get the check. And your buddy will be like, how much was that? Don't worry about it, fella. I got it. It's like, no, how much was it? And I'm like, $68 off the bone. And he's like, what? So off the bone is a term that I've just been saying whenever I can relate or whenever I can just sneak it in. Yeah, it's like 3 miles off the bone. People are like, what the fuck are you even saying? But it's so addicting when you start saying it because it's hilarious. It makes no sense. And it's just anything you can do is obviously going to be off the bone because not much is on the bone, Azo. So that's this week's People's Insider Term of the Week.
I love that one. That I'm going to start using that one. That was like when you started saying, I'll be there 10 and a hook.
Yeah.
In a hook. That's unbelievable.
Yeah. It's kind of like saying all in too. Yeah. All in. Yeah. What are you doing tomorrow? Yeah. I don't know. Just going to wake up and tug all in. The guy's like, what the fuck are you talking about? So off the bone is just a hilarious term because you just be like, I'll be there at like 10:30 off the bone. Like, you got a table? I got a table for 6 off the bone. You're like, what? Like, what are you talking about, dude? So, yeah, that's a great term to add. It makes no sense, but I'm telling you right now, it's addicting. So, off the bone is this week's People's Insider Term of the Week. Speaking of off the bone, Azo, what do you got this weekend? You said you're obviously going to get some work in. You're going to watch the Sioux, get some football games. Anything else? You're going to go for one of your fucking walks where you've been putting like 90 pounds on your back? Dude, I did a walk the other. I did a ruck. I'm going to do one after this too. But I only go 20-pound weight vest. You were doing like, what were you doing? 60?
Yeah, no, I had 55.
Wow. How's the back after that?
Honestly, when I was doing it, when I do it, it's fine. I do get a little sore though a couple days after. I'm going to do it again though. I feel like my back is fine. It's just my, when I was on this running kick, I'd run like 5 miles and I got pretty good at it. Like once you start running gets easy, but I feel like it's just terrible on my knees and my hips and stuff. Like my feet, I got bad feet. So I just started walking and then I'm like, well, like this would be a good workout to put a shitload of weight on myself. You know, I got the ankle weights, and then I got the weight vest, and then I got a backpack with plates in it, and I just go on a walk. And then I can listen to a book or a podcast, because like when you're running, you can't pay attention to anything because you're kind of tired.
Yep.
And
Tunnel vision.
Yeah, you're tunnel vision. You're just running. When you're walking, you can actually kind of pay attention to stuff. So
For sure.
it's kind of a good pastime. I will definitely do it again this week. It's fun to do.
How long are you going?
When it's cold out, I like doing it because I don't feel comfortable running when it's cold out and icy.
Yeah.
But I'll walk for like 5 miles, right around there, give her 5 and a hook off the bone.
Are you tracking your calories at all?
Yeah, I'll track my calories. I'll get like 400.
Yeah, I was gonna say it's got to be at least 400 for sure.
Yeah, it's not like as much as you'd think, but then,
But that's not accounting for the weight on your back though either.
No.
So I would say you would times that almost at least a time and a half if it's 50 pounds. Maybe not a time and a half. Maybe I don't know.
Yeah.
30 more percent.
And like, I don't know, it's a different, like when you're running, you're like huffing and puffing. When I'm walking with this weight, I'm not huffing and puffing. I'm just like, my legs are getting tired, but I can actually, do other workouts after, versus if I go on a run, it's tough to like do a workout because you're just bagged. Well, after walking with this weight, I'm not as bagged, so I can still do stuff after. And like I said, it's nice to do it when it's cold out and you don't feel comfortable running. Because I'm not just going to walk, outside with no weight. Like, how long do you got to walk to actually get something out of it? Fucking 15 miles. I don't know.
Yeah, no, you do. Yeah, you do.
So I just, it's a nice pastime. So I definitely will do that at least once, depending on weather, I guess. It's better when it's snowing out.
Really?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Why? Just for the vibe?
It's for the vibe. There's less cars on the road when it's snowing out. It's actually, you got better traction when there's snow on the road versus just ice now.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
So, and it's supposed to snow tonight. So, but I'm actually going to try to do your workout after we get off this. You sent a workout in.
Yeah.
I'm going to try to get it done. That looks fucking tough though.
Yeah. I was using, full disclosure, for the Bulgarian split squat, I was using 95s. I did a warm-up set with 70s. Then I did the 3 sets at 95s. And then for the incline, I did 100s. And then I'm trying to think of the other weights. The other weights are pretty self-explanatory. But that dude, I'm still sore from that. It was 2 days ago. It was a bagger. If you go heavy, it's fucking tough. It was harder than I thought, for sure.
When you sent it, I was like, how fucking long does this take? Like,
yeah,
that's a bagger.
Yeah,
a pulley workout.
Yeah, you could probably get it done in an hour 15 if you were humming. But I was taking 2
going
minutes.
heavier.
Yeah, I was taking 2 minutes in between I do the Bulgarian, then I go rip the kettlebell right after. But then I would take 2 minutes just to fully recover because I wanted to, get these chicken legs going a little bit. So
yeah, I know. I've been, when I stopped playing hockey, Jordo, I was doing pretty much strictly arms. It was like, like 3-4 days arms, one day legs. I've started to I'm like, I gotta get my legs back up. I think it's a kind of a nails look to have some big legs. So I have incorporated more leg workouts. I'm doing more legs now than arms, which is probably what it should be.
Yeah. Well, also too, like, you get your arms so big and then your getaway sticks are just pencils. Like, it looks so disproportionate, especially if you're at like a pool or something and you take your shirt off and you're with Gabby and you're sitting there, you're like, fuck me. Like, I'm one of those guys now. I'm one of the Lifetime Fitness top.
Exactly.
That's tough.
You don't want that.
No, like, you want to have a stacked chest, obviously, but the twig legs, I think that tells a lot about a guy. If he's got the twiggy legs, you're like,
it does. You're not taking that guy seriously.
No. And it's like the guy that wears sweatpants at the gym.
Yeah.
You're just like,
you're also thinking you can still beat the shit out of that guy, even if he's big up top. If he's got twig legs, you're like, yeah, this guy's a pussy.
Yeah, he's got a tribal tattoo, and the next thing you know, you're like in a headlock, and you're like, well, fuck. Maybe I don't really know how to fight.
He's not gonna kick you though. I just fucking kick his legs out. I always think about that. If I get in my next bar fight, I'm going straight for the kneecap.
Yeah, that's a good play. It's a really good play. All right, Azo. Well, you know what? That was episode 110 across your chin, folks, of Live in 5 with the captain, as always, tape to tape. Go watch us on YouTube. Tell your friends. Azo, until next week, it's always a pleasure snapping it with you, brother. We out. Woo.